tell us a little bit about the student mobilization story, how you guys grew on that campus, and then how you expanded and how you multiplied and that kind of thing. And it's kind of taken a life of its own. You've passed off the ministry now, and it's amazing. Every campus I see Stumo on, they are getting it done. They are leading people to Christ. They are making disciples, and they are sending people out. So, yeah, Shad, can you tell us a little bit about Stumo and the story behind that?
Well, I was just thinking as you were talking, Paul, big visions tend to attract strong leaders.
Wow.
And they also develop strong leaders. And every ministry, every church rises and falls on leadership. It's not the numbers, it's not the quantity, but it's the quality. And so how do you raise up quality men, quality women, and who are going to be leaders and take responsibility? I just can't get away from 2 Timothy. This is the book that we used this past summer for our global project. If you all were involved in that, we had 1,800 students from 80 ministries in 14 countries. It was just beyond our wildest imagination what took place this summer. But we kind of taught them how to study the Bible this summer, but they would cover a half a chapter of 2 Timothy each week and meet with their own discipleship groups and that. So that book really did shape us even then. And so Paul, writing to his young disciple Timothy, probably the last letter that he ever wrote, I think there were probably tear stains on that letter as Timothy was trying to read the blurry spots, in that letter from Paul's tears. Mm-hmm. But the key verse that we use a lot, as we talk about discipling, is 2 Timothy 2:2, and the things which you heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, Paul is telling Timothy. He says, entrust these things to faithful men or reliable men. But then he gives this second ingredient, who will be able to teach others also. And I know in this society, in this culture especially, oh boy, when you talk about selecting people, or you talk about choosing people, that means that you didn't choose others. And that feels judgmental and feels too exclusive. And yet this is what Jesus did. He chose 12. That means he didn't choose others. That means that Paul was telling Timothy, be very choosy, very picky, faithful, but also, do they have the social and emotional and spiritual maturity, Timothy, to take what you've given them and pass it on to others? And so that's been a key point, I think, in the early years as we were trying to raise up leaders, multiplying leaders, trying to apply that 2 Timothy 2:2 principle, or really two principles there in that passage, or there's many more than two, but those two at least. And so that really birthed us. We had so many leaders that we had to say, gosh, we've got to expand. We're pregnant. We've got to give birth to a new campus. And so we started sending out these leaders, these multipliers, to other campuses. And just because we had to, we had no other choice. We had to organize ourselves. And so I'm not saying let's not necessarily start more organizations. Let's grow into business, not go into business. But we were forced to do that. And so that really became the impetus to starting new campus ministries, because we had all these leaders that we needed to launch out. We needed to export to other countries, other campuses, other states, and certainly into the workforce, into the church world. I mean, so it wasn't just strictly campus workers we were raising up, but you get a multiplying ministry up and going, and you apply 2 Timothy 2:2, you're going to be developing some amazing leaders and laborers that are desperate, in a good sense, to be exported to other locations. Wow. And so student mobilization was really birthed with that. And so here they are today. I haven't been involved for years. It's being led by some great men. But they have been planting major ministries on major campuses in about a 10-state region. And now they're in 4 other countries as well, going after college towns in 4 major countries. So.